Dear friends, I'm very honored to have this second chance to host here in Chisinau, after almost 4 years, the second meeting of a group of Friends of Moldova. Back in 2010, as Stefan or Miroslav or Jean or Radik will remember, we were making just the first steps to give Moldova its rightful place in Europe, and today all EU member states which are present at the table show a very strong sign of support and solidarity with Moldova's European agenda, show a very strong support to Moldova, which is facing conventional challenges but also new challenges which were born not in the house, so to say, but in the region. We've made extremely impressive achievements since our first meeting here in Chisinau in 2010. Some of those achievements have been already named. Today we start the provisional implementation of the association agreement. As of 28th of April, Moldova became the first Eastern Partnership country to benefit from a visa-free regime with the European Union, and we still remember the trip to Athens the same day to celebrate this extremely historical event for Moldovan citizens, and I want to again thank all the EU member states for helping us to achieve that extremely important result. A couple of days ago we inaugurated the Iași-Ungheni pipeline, which connects Moldova to Romania, which connects Moldova to Europe's energy grid, and thank you again very much for this excellent cooperation between us, Bucharest and Brussels. And this is a testimony that we can make progress in the areas which are key for our future, not just for our economy, but also for our independence. Of course, now the implementation of the association agreement, especially the DCFTA part, is very much on our agenda, because it will create the many more links that will unite Moldova and Europe. And please be assured about our unwavering commitment to implement fully and in time all provisions of the agreement in order to gradually integrate Moldova into the EU's internal market and strengthen our political ties. I believe that your visit will translate your support and solidarity into concrete actions that will help us to speed up the reforms and overcome the challenges which we face. Our agricultural products, as you know, have been banned from important Russian market. This has had a serious impact on us, affecting people in rural areas and generating tensions in society. We are doing all we can in order to mitigate the consequences of these restrictions. We will also try to preserve the Russian market for our goods, but most importantly, we will continue to invest in the quality of these products which you see in front of us. Some call those products of freedom. What we will do is, as I mentioned, continue to invest in its quality, in the logistics, so that these very nicely looking and very tasty products could have access to the European markets. And on the apples, as we agreed with Radak, there is no competition with Polish apples. There is enough place in Europe, but also around the world, for our good products. Of course, solidarity and support is extremely important for us, but as I discussed yesterday with Stefan, a bit of money would not harm us at all. And if there is any chance to provide us with an emergency fund, not very big one, but which would help us to support the farmers, which are in quite difficult situation because of these bans, we would be very much appreciative of it. We also thank very much the Commission, which we know was supported by the member states, for doubling the quotas for our agricultural goods, for showing flexibility on the ATP regime. This is helpful, this is motivating and encouraging us to persevere in our endeavors. Of course, we will have elections at the end of November, and those elections will be decisive for the future of Moldova, but pro-European forces have all the ingredients for success. We have demonstrated through concrete actions to our citizens that the EU is a sound, credible choice for Moldova, which will bring to every one of them sizable benefits. Of course, rule of law, human rights, free media, market economy, rights of the regions. This is what our citizens have come to expect and demand from the government. But I want to assure you that we've made progress in these areas. Just a few words on our economy. Despite the fact that in the first 3 months our trade with the eastern countries, especially with Russia, went down by 25%, and the trend is continuing because of the non-tariff but also tariff restrictions which have been imposed by Russian government on us. The Moldovan economy is in relatively good shape. For the first 3 months we had an economic growth of 3.6%. Our finances are in good shape, and despite this regional turmoil, we were even able to find the necessary resources and to focus on the social aspects of the life of Moldovan citizens. As of today, we increased the salaries to our teachers, the salaries to those who work in the libraries, to our doctors and to the medical assistants. And we do it in a very responsible way, that we would not create next year or in 2016 any budgetary gap. It is very well calculated, and again, we do it in a very sound and responsible way. But this increases to the salaries and improvements also a bit on the pensions to the most vulnerable categories are the result of our reforms, but also the result of our very good interaction with the European Commission and the European Union, and I think that the Moldovan citizens know about it. Of course, we need to communicate much better what the European Union is about and what the European integration is about. And here I'm happy to see that there is a much better coordinated effort with all the EU embassies here, supported very much by the Commission, and we can see already the results of this much better, more efficient communication with our citizens. If you look at the surveys, we can see that again the number of those who support Moldova's European integration is increasing. Now, we've made, as I mentioned, progress in a few areas, but we are very keenly aware of the areas where we need to make real progress, where we need to make a real breakthrough. Like, for example, the reform of our judiciary system, the reform of our prosecutor's office, the continuous reform of our police. And here we've made certain steps ahead, but these steps are definitely not enough. Therefore, we will count very much on the interaction with the European Commission and the European Union. Because if we are not able to show to our citizens a truly European, credible and clean justice system, we will never get neither their support nor the investments which we badly need in this country. Yesterday and before, we had already discussions yesterday with Stefan Füle, also today with Federico. I talked about this to some colleagues in the Netherlands, in Brussels, to Cecilia Malmström, to the German Chancellor, and I feel your support in dispatching here a mission which would assist us in reforming our justice sector, our prosecutor's office, our entire corruption body. The only objective which we all have here is to define very clearly their mandate, but I am sure that it would be an extremely important assistance to our efforts to reform the justice system. And in the end, let me just mention that, as it was in the case in 2010, today's meeting is also about a vision. Today's meeting is also about a most important project for Moldova, which is the European future for my country. I hope that there is a vision. I hope that this bold vision, what to do with the current neighbors and how to transform them into eligible future candidate countries, will be accepted by all the 28 capitals, and I hope very much that we will take them to the Riga Eastern Partnership Summit in the second half of next year. This vision will animate our European integration program. This vision will help us to mobilize our internal resources and to boost the confidence of our people in their future. Again, very good to have you back here in Chisinau. Those who are for the first time, very warm welcome again. As you see, the leadership of Moldova is composed of former diplomats. The speaker used to work in the foreign ministry, not to mention Natalia, so for us it's also a very professional joy to see all of you here. Thank you.